Okay, we're going to be doing work prototype 1A, force parallel to displacement. Once again, system is the block only. There is no friction. And again, I'll remind you that in order to get the best effect out of these problems, to anytime I ask a question or ask you to do a calculation, to pause the video and write down what you think is the answer or the calculation before I actually show it. We have here force applied to the block and the force in the opposite direction from which the block is moving. The block moves from the initial position to the final position, distance d. And I show an axis pointing what I have designated as the plus x direction and the plus y direction. Okay, what is the definition of work? And I'll remind you that external work is simply the integral from the initial position to the final position of the applied force dotted into the differential displacement dr. What is the differential displacement in terms of unit vectors? What is this dr? Of course, dr is equal to dx I hat. Dx in the I hat direction. What is the applied force in unit vector notation? Well, looking at the applied force, we know that is also the applied force times I hat in the positive I hat direction. What is the work? Well, since we know what the force applied is, we know what dr is, we should be able to carry out the integral. Carrying out the integral, we come up with the force applied I hat dot dx I hat integrating from xi to xf, and that's going to be equal to this integral right here, which is just simply integrating dx. And of course, what is I dot I? That is 1, and we can finish up the integral, and we have a minus f applied d. Why the minus sign? Why did I get a negative work? Well, try to answer that. And of course, I got a minus work simply because, one, the force is in the opposite direction parallel to the displacement. And that's just the definition of a negative work, negative external work. What took care of the direction aspect in this? Notice that the integration is from xi to xf, and that this of course is that xf is less than xi, which means that xf minus xi will be smaller than 0. It'll be a negative number.